Hi, I'm Melissa, the owner of Powex Health and Fitness. Sometimes you might see me looking like this on my Instagram, but not very often because I, for a long time, covered my face and still do very often, partly because of the job that I used to do as a mental health nurse. I used to want to protect people's identities as well as mine. I was pregnant over two years ago. After being a gym goer like this, I was using all the weights in the gym, had a personal trainer myself, I'd just qualified, and wanted to learn as much as I could to feel the best way I could. I was using lots of boutique fitness gyms across London, but when I fell pregnant, I had a lot of problems and physically really struggled with some of the most basic movements. So I have lived experience of struggling. I went back to a place of just having to find a way of walking, and that was enough. My tiny person has come to lots and lots of fitness classes with me, my own and other people's, and I know how to add them into your workout. But don't get me wrong, I love working out without my tiny human. It's really great for my body and my mind to have a break. My nursing and psychology background and therapy trainings have given me a different way of thinking about each person and what their needs are, and jumping around might not be your thing, and I might not be trained in yoga, but it might be what you need and what I might advocate for you. Sometimes you might need to just have a walk in some green space and have some perspective, and sometimes I do things like challenges and talk out my thoughts in Instagram. Hi, it's Wednesday. Didn't do my 25 press-ups yesterday because I forgot and I was very busy and I was working and parenting, and so I'm trying doing 50 today actually, but I'm going to teach you how to do different variations in case you don't know how to do press-ups. They're a hard exercise to do. So the first variation, I'll do 5 of each. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders, elbows out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next variation. If that's too easy, you bring your knees down, your back should be in a straight line, your hands are doing exactly the same. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you feel like that's a little bit too easy, but press-ups are too hard on your toes, you go all the way to the floor. 3. Get your chest working more. 3, 4, 5. I don't think I'm going to be able to do full press-ups now, but if you want to do full press-ups, or the next step would be coming on a plank, your abs are in tight, and you're coming all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 20. This is going to be really hard. 1, 2, I can't do it. 3, 4, 5. Let's do 25 and that's enough. I'll do 25 later to make up for 25 yesterday. But I still nominate Gymboree, and I'm hoping that maybe my video of how to do a press up might encourage people to do any version of them. There's lots of mums that have boys and have husbands and have dads. And this is to raise awareness for men's mental health, increasing understanding about why men don't talk, and also showing men that actually by doing this, or by talking about it, or by being aware of men's mental health, hopefully men will talk more and say, I feel sad, I feel happy, I feel all over the shop, I feel overwhelmed, I don't know what I'm doing, I feel that things are too much. Everyone should be able to say that and be listened to. Thanks. You can see I'm a bit of a stickler for technique and wanting to get things right so you are safe and protected. That's something that I really believe in, particularly from my own experience. Hi, so that was a little bit about me, and I just wanted to do a really simple bit of a workout to show you the different variations of things you can do, how you can make things harder and easier. So it doesn't matter where you're starting from. If you're starting from a place of, I used to exercise but lost the motivation, or you've never done a squat in your whole life, I just want to show you a few little things that you can try and do with me here now, or you can come back to and watching the video. Gymboree has been really useful throughout COVID, kind of thinking about just keeping on going with kids. Like, my little one has been very adaptable, which is good. But some of the resources that have come from Gymboree have been great, and I'm really pleased that my writing about mental health and how to kind of think about mental health has been supported by Gymboree St Albans, because if you don't have motivation to start working out, that's one thing, but how do you get that motivation? It doesn't come from nowhere. The other side of what I do versus doing the workout is thinking about what gets in the way, what stops you from getting up and going for a walk, what stops you from getting up and doing the exercise that you enjoy. I spent years and years and years of trying to work out for other people what gets in the way, and sometimes it's a journey and it takes a bit of time to work out what actually it is. What you think it might be versus what it actually is takes a little time to kind of go through some challenges, and trial and error and experimentation, but my consultations really aim to try and unpick all of that. So if you're feeling right now really flat and like, I don't want to do this, absolutely fine, but you could just like get on with it because you feel like you haven't done very much exercise over COVID and this is a great place to start, or you could come back to it. So we're going to start with a really basic squat. So squatting is really a whole body exercise. It's not so much for your upper body, but your lower body, your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, everything gets a little workout. Your core also gets a workout. So you've got your feet under your hips. You're going to be sitting back. They say sit back into a chair. I'm not sure how convinced I am by that description. Your knees are going directly forwards. You should see things a bit like everything has angles. Nothing should be rounded. So you're coming back. Your weight is in your heels. Your knees should be behind your toes, and you come back up. It's a really simple movement that this, on its own, I can feel it here in my quads, I can feel it in my bum when you come up. Squeeze your bum at the top, and you come down. If you want to make this more difficult, you can speed it up. I can feel my core working when I'm at the top. My hips are pulling forward when I come to the top. So just speeding that up gives you a bit more cardio. You could do a wide squat. So this will work. This is a sumo squat. More the inside of your legs. So exactly the same. My weight is back. My weight is in my heels. And I'm bending. And my aim, I really want you to see the angles. It's not a straight 90 degrees because it's almost impossible to do that, but you're not looking for kind of a funny bent shape, like rounded shape. Everything should be straight. Your back straight, your shoulders back, your knees behind your toes. You could do a narrow squat, bring your feet narrower than your hips. This one can be a bit of a killer. So all we're doing, you don't have to do what I'm doing with my arms. It's just a pattern I've got into. You could do this. Whatever you want to do, however you want to have your hands, and it's comfortable. And you can see my knees are behind my toes. So everything's kind of in straight lines. Straight line, straight line, straight line. If you really want to go for it, hips and feet under hips. Push up at the top, out of your toes. So you're pushing up and you're jumping. This is tough. And if you have enough of that, you come back into your plain old squat. If you want to do any version of those, do 10, have a break. Do another 10, have a break. Do as many as you want. You do not have to do a full-on class to get a good bit of movement in your legs. So we'll move on to our arms, just so I can show you. I have showed you already the press up, but I'll show you, hopefully you'll be able to see here. If you are a complete beginner and have never ever done a press up and you think, no way, never going to be able to do one, I guarantee you, you can, okay? So this is known as tabletop. This is a kind of yoga, Pilates place to start. Lots of exercises. My back is straight, flat. My hands are under my shoulders directly, and my feet, my knees are under my hips directly. All you need to do a press up, because this is aiming at your chest muscles, elbows out, face to the floor, up. This is such a simple move. The focus is on your upper body, so it doesn't matter that you're not feeling it in your bum, in your legs, because you're not working that part of your body. If you've had enough of that, too easy, you just bring your legs a little bit further out, your hips roll down. So up here, you're pulling your pelvic floor, you're pulling your stomach in. You can see this, it's only a small movement, bracing everything in, pull everything down, straight legs, straight body, and you're going same. Elbows out, elbows out, elbows out. If you want to make it harder, you come all the way to the floor. My arms are for sure getting a workout here. If that is all right and you want to try on your toes, but you've never been able to get a full press up, you're coming onto your toes. Your feet should be hip width apart, so when you look down, it should look a bit similar to where your feet are in a squat. I'm doing a plank right now, it's not the aim. So if you cannot do a press up like this, it's not a problem. All you've got to do is hold everything in, come down, all the way to the floor, and get your way back up. However you get back up at this point, doesn't matter. As long as you're not like flinging yourself around, come down and get yourself back up. I guarantee you, because I have done it myself, guarantee you, wherever you start from, if you want to get better at press-ups, if you want to be good at them, if you want to build the strength in your chest and your back, you will. Like, there's no way that you can't. Even if you're starting from the beginning exercise, where some people will go, oh, that's so easy. That's fine, it doesn't matter that you're at that beginner stage. You will progress. If you are consistent and keep doing it, doesn't have to be every day, your muscles will start to recognise the movement pattern. And they'll go, oh, I know what this is. Oh, actually, this is getting a bit easy. Give it a couple of weeks, it'll be easier. So again, there's different ways you can layer up your workout. You could start with 10 squats, have a break, 10 squats, have a break, 10 squats, do 3 rounds. You could do that. You could do the same with press-ups. 10 press-ups, have a break, 10 press-ups, have a break, 10 press-ups, have a break. You could also do exactly the same format, but do 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. However it works for you. Obviously, these are things that I would work with you on. What do you prefer? How do you work better? Some people just need a bit of encouragement. Some people might need shouting, and some people might just need, come on, it's okay. And that's where a PT comes in. That's where someone supporting you through it comes in, because it's really, I need it. I go to classes because I need someone saying, jump higher. I need that because I'm not going to push myself if I don't have to. So the next one I'm going to show you, it's just a lunge, and this works for lower body and your core. It's really great postnatally and for pregnancy, for balance, working that core, and just like noticing where things are more difficult. So you may have, your left leg might be less kind of stable than your right, and that is absolutely fine. It's really normal, but that might mean that actually you need to do more work on your left leg to build up those muscles, because otherwise you're just going to continually use and overuse your right side, and then if anything happened to your right side, you'd be a bit in problems, I guess. I was going to swear there, but I'm not going to. that your left leg just wouldn't be very strong. So again, we're thinking angles. So we're going into a lunge where your legs, we're not doing like some wide movement like this. We've just got, so my legs are hip width apart, one forward, one back, that's it. Like I'm not moving them to the side, I'm not moving them in. They should be the way that your hips work, okay? So in the same line. And when you're in that position, you need to kind of fiddle about a bit. So I don't just come into a squat and go, yeah, that's right. It takes me 1 or 2 to get into it, okay? So I'm gonna come down. So this front leg, again, knee is behind the toes. And I've got a right angle here. I've also got a right angle in the back. I'm feeling it here, I'm feeling it here. When you come up, you're pulling, you're really squeezing on that bum. If you can see that movement, this is where the movement is meant to be felt, okay? So this is your supporting leg, this is your leg that's working. And you come down and up. And when you see people in the gym looking in the mirror, I can't even balance myself, this is what they're doing. This is what they should be doing, checking that their form is right. It's not that they're just going, oh, look at my quad, it looks really big, or whatever, or look at my butt. Looking in a mirror, looking in a camera, it's fine. It's what you should be doing. Okay, so I'm going to switch over, I'm going to show you from this way. So now I've got my right foot forward. You can see my balance is off. It's first thing in the morning. It takes me a minute to wake up. It's normal. You're coming down, up. I put my hands up here by my chest because it helps me balance. You can put your hands here. The main idea is that you've got, your weight is going straight up and straight down. We're not doing any kind of leaning forward. No, no, no. We are up and the work is happening in our legs. Coming down 90 degrees and up, okay? And you can feel it. You can really, it doesn't take much to feel this. So if that again is like really super easy for you, fine. Left leg forward. So we'll get our balance in check. Down, squat, up. Down, pulse, up. You could down, pull your knee up. Down, pull your knee up. Down, pull your knee up. Next version would be a hop. Down, hop. Down, hop. I'm going to swap over to balance myself out and show you from this way. So we've got down, pulse, up. Down, pulse, up. Down, knee. This is really challenging your balance. So if you can't do this, it's fine. You can come knee up and stand. You can go back, knee up, stand. And if you really feel like it's not enough, you add a hop. You can see I'm out of breath. Okay? It doesn't take much to layer these things up. So when you watch your Instagram, when you watch your whatever you watch, if they're not doing complicated things, they're just doing them fast. And if you don't know how to do the exercise in the first place, you're not starting at the right point. If you're seeing a workout and they're like, do a burpee, do this crazy move. If you don't know what the moves are, like, pull it back, it's fine. So that's only 3 moves. There's a lot of moves you can do, but that's lower body and upper body. To have a little stretch out after that, you know, you could just do 5-10 minutes of a workout. You don't have to do half an hour. I love child's pose. So toes together, knees out, bum back onto your heels, and you just reach forward. And oh my word, this stretch is just the best. I'm putting my head up so you can hear on the camera. This is not how you do child's pose. With your neck up like this, your neck is down, head down. You feel the stretch all the way down your lower back here, under your armpits here. If you don't get a stretch under your armpits, you crawl your fingers forward and you just hang out, here. Deep breaths in and out. If you want a bit of added stretch, you crawl to the right, and you should get a lovely stretch down the side, the left side, and the other way, to the right. Lovely. Good. Okay, and then we come up into this tabletop. This tabletop is great. Wake up in the morning, feel a bit rubbish, feel a bit tight. Here we go. Literally, you've got your feet pressing into the floor. My hands are pressing into the floor. I am pulling my core in like it's a zipped up pair of jeans or corset, and I'm pushing my shoulders, my shoulder blades up to the sky. Your pelvic floor can have a good workout here. And then you drop your belly. You breathe it all out. Let it all hang out. Push your chest forward and up to the sky. And back into cat. This is the cat-cow stretch. You can see that obviously this is cat, because it's what a cat will do when they want to attack or they're frightened. And cow, it's just a bit more relaxing. Really good to mobilise your hips, your back, just wake you up really. And if you want, you can just do a little roll, side to side. Come here so you can see. So I'm still in that tabletop position and I'm just going round and round the other way. Sometimes you don't need a full-on workout, you need a stretch more than you need a workout. So get these arms stretched out, hand to the right. Never put pressure on a joint. So my hand is above my elbow, okay? And then, oh, this is quite nice when you just have a little fling around. As long as you've got no injuries that make that painful. And to the other side. We'll do one more stretch for your upper body. Spin it out. You can do all directions. There's no one way of doing this. This is great, especially after boxing. This is great. Hands behind your back, clasp together, and just pull your hands down. Really nice to open the chest. Pull your pelvis under, core in. You can see I wasn't doing that before. Lovely. And if you want to get a little leg stretch in, low lunge. Again, this is great. So same principle, left, we've got the right angles here. You're just pushing really gently. You should feel the stretch here. We're not going all the way down here. We're not doing any silly over movement. We're just doing a really gentle stretch here. And you just take some breaths. Stretch it out. If you are recently postnatal, this section is going to be really tight or really loose, or a combination of both in different ways. We'll switch over. So doing something like this might be exactly what you need for your hip flexors to stretch out. That might be really tight, but you might feel like, oh, everything's really loose in your abs. And it just takes time. If anyone's going to tell you in 28 days you're going to have like some ripped body and you're going to be amazing, yeah, you can work your hardest to get there. Of course you can. But you're going to stick to it? My experience is, no, you're not going to stick to it because it's too much. You need to do things at your pace. So that was my kind of introduction into just some really basic exercises that you can do, that you can upscale, that you can downscale, that you can add your baby in. You're doing a squat, you hold your baby, put them in a sling. Doing the lunge, same thing. My tiny human is always clambering all over me. Partly why I prefer to exercise without her. But I don't always get the opportunity to. So that's just some ideas, and I offer consultations separate to fitness. It's entirely up to you what you feel like you need, but I've got a lot of experience of working out what it is that people actually need. So it might not be the fitness that you need. It might be that actually you need some thinking about what gets in the way, why do you get anxious before you go to the gym, what stops you getting to the gym or going for a run. Yeah, thank you so much. I've been Melissa, and I hope you have enjoyed learning a bit about fitness. So here's just a little workout suggestion where you can use some of those exercises I've showed you with a few added cardio extras. And here's a little flyer just of where you can find my stuff. My website link should be there. Thank you very much.